Media. We're back again. We're looking at another panel of women, right? Lapeep JR is the channel. The title of this one is Was Kevin Samuels Right About Single Mothers? Um, Hopefully, we get to a high level conversation. Let's hope so. The only thing left to do is we're just gonna play it and find out. Yeah. Remember, gender war is dumb. Let's go.
On this route, I think is absurd.
It sounds good, but grandparents are raising the kids of single moms. Also, back on the stepdaddy market. After Kevin, the market is dry. Time to adapt.
They just whatever they said hit a point about that whole Kevin Samuels is influencing the whole high value men, that thing. That's what I mean when I was saying earlier about like asking guys if what's more accepted in their eyes.
Mm-hmm.
They
That's
are
what they
being
said on my
fed
TikTok.
that narrative, and they are going with that. They are
Going with what?
like that whole. I would rather date a woman who was
a
divorced,
widowed or
a widowed, anything under the laws or whatever of marriage versus someone that was even engaged or in a.
Yeah, she's stumbling through it, but what she's saying is true. And the basic reason behind it is because that woman has a history of cooperating and working in a partnership with a man, i.e., some kind of long term relationship. The best would probably be a woman who has already been married because there's a history there, depending on whether or not what was the reason for divorce. Obviously, a woman who has been widowed, and versus well, look, let's just keep going because you guys get the idea. Not that complicated.
Whatever.
It's just a lot of men, they don't want to deal with like mothers not knowing how to. It's a lot of mothers that just don't know how to parent their kids, and the man come in and some of the kids disrespect them. They said that they don't like to deal with things like that. That's what they were saying on the
Okay,
TikTok.
yeah, she's
but
right.
I just feel like I just hate how men say that all the grandparents raising the kids of the single mothers. Not every mother wants to go out to the club. Not every mother wants to do these things. You have mothers that just actually being mothers and sacrificing it all. Like every mother is not a live-in deadbeat mom, because there's a lot of those. We know that. We know a lot of moms is not feeding their kids. They just drop their kids off with anybody. It's a lot of moms like that, but I'm not.
I'm just curious about the whole market as dry comment. Like this, is that insinuating that a woman doesn't have options? Like, because regardless of what somebody's personal feelings are, there's always, and we all know this as women, there is always some man somewhere that is okay with something another man is not. Right? If you are not, like, if you are not somebody who wants to be a stepdad, who wants to take on somebody, which like I that's great for you. I hope that you get what you're looking for, but it's almost like there's like this shame thing where like men have to be on this code, and if we don't all like the same thing, like it's okay if you don't want it for yourself, but if another man is okay with that, I don't see what the point of telling women, like instead of telling women find you a man that's okay with taking on your children, we're saying you don't have options. Like I think
that's just not true.
No, and it's weird.
Honey, we know that's not true. But the thing, it's so crazy to me because I think that people forget that there's a whole market of men who don't even want more children. They know to be with a woman who doesn't have kids means I have to have more kids. And I've already had my kids, just like you have your kids, and we come together and like, look, we have a blended family together. Or I mean, I guess it depends on where you are. I haven't run into that. I see it on the internet a lot, but the reality is I don't see that in real life at all.
Okay. Yeah, this is the whole, well, that's not my reality. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Like I've said this before, we keep track of things from marriage over here on this side of the camera. So I do agree with the fact that just because you're a single mom, that's not a death sentence. You can overcome that. You just have to increase your value in other ways. But to say that like what they're saying is very dangerous because it makes the presumption that, yeah, I have all these options and it's okay if you made the mistake of having a child out of wedlock, you can still recover and it's easy because all these guys are hitting me up. Hitting you up for what? We can't move past that point. And I'm gonna be disappointed if nobody brings it up because what they should be and what somebody who is logical should be asking is to say, okay, what are these options for? Is it for sex or for marriage? Because most women want to be married. Now, if you don't want to be married, then yeah, you're right. But to be honest here, when guys see single mom, the majority of the time, it pops in their head. It's just for sex. Are there guys out there that would try and build a relationship? Yeah, but that's a small number, and it becomes even smaller when you start thinking about, okay, is that the guy that she wants? That's why I said this is a dangerous conversation because we're writing excuses for bad choices. That's just like saying that, okay, well, the guy's 40 and he's broke, and he's living with his mom. Well, I don't believe I've got to go out and earn a living. There's gonna be a woman out there for me, and she's gonna be pretty too. Okay, sure.
That's just me, though. I don't know what
I'll
everybody else.
also say it depends on the quality of man that you're looking for.
Oh, I have high quality.
No. I was saying
She's right. It does depend on the quality of man that you want because, yeah, lower quality guys, more average guys. I'm average, so I can speak on this. We have less options than high value men do. So it is something that, yeah, it might be something that we're willing to work with. But again, is that really the guy that you're wanting, though? Have all the options in the world. If none of them are the guy that you want, what was the point? What's the point in saying that? Because you get a little tally mark on on the YouTube argument side. You get a tally mark on the gender war side that says, oh yeah, we got this one. I've said this before. The gender war is dumb.
I forgot her. She's right. Okay. Not you, but the other.
Inez.
Yes, what you were saying about the options thing. I think that it depends on yeah, like what you were saying, like you do have options. It's just like, what are you looking for and stuff like that.
I don't think it depends on the quality of men either. Like when we look at these high earner men, like a whole lot of them have been taking on women who already had children. And so like, I don't.
So where are the marriages? I mean, if what she says is true, then why is the marriage rate in the toilet in our community? I usually like watching the ladies because a lot of what they say is, particularly this show, they like to back up what they say with data and statistics. If you don't have data and statistics, then personal experience is the next best thing. But I want to see if anybody mentions, the marriage rates, because if these guys are doing exactly what she says, where are the marriages?
Don't think your income, your status, or any of that stuff takes any sort of factor. I think it really is, and I know how the internet works. Russell Wilson is not.
None of that stuff matters. Oh, okay. Well, then they should be able to date. Then guys, you don't have to go out and make a lot of money. You don't even have to earn a living. Just go find you a woman who's already got kids. She'll take care of you. Right. I got some swampland to sell you too. Yeah, it's right outside. It's right outside the Disney World, right outside the castle. Yeah.
Not the only example. There are a multitude of them. There are high earning, high quality men that don't have a problem with it. And so saying that a woman doesn't have options because she's gone this route, I think is absurd.
I have to push back on that. Not to say that she doesn't have options, but there is a level in terms of her options are limited. Like when you look at both and you compare a single woman with no kids versus a single woman with kids, and let's say in terms of looks and everything else, they're on the same scale. 9 times out of 10, you are going to have that man that's going to choose the woman that doesn't have kids, because having children comes with an additional set of responsibilities outside of just having a relationship. And so, it's not to say that you won't ever be able to find a mate. Like my uncle, like all of his marriages, he's been married 3 times. And in every single one of those marriages, the woman had children. So that wasn't an issue for him. But for some other men, that is an issue. So does it mean that you're not ever going to find anybody? No, but may it take a little longer than somebody else without kids? It's possible. But I understand what you're saying in terms of the narrative of trying to make women think that you just need to go ahead and take whatever you want because you have children, when that's not necessarily the case. But your options are going to be somewhat limited when compared to those who don't have any children at all.
And I want to say too, I think the emphasis is whether you are in your life. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for me, I'm 44. It's not hard to find men who've been there and done that, because I'm not dating the 35-year-old handsome, the guy who has no kids and he's got, I'm dating the 50-year-old guy who has kids, maybe even a grandkid.
Damn good, by the way.
Thank you. And he has a great profession. And he is a high value man, and so we have things in common. We are looking for more of a companionship. We're not looking to start a legacy over again. Maybe he's a widow, or maybe he's divorced, so those are people are forgetting there are men who are in different times in their life. They're different paths, and they
notice she said dating and not marriage. Just an observation. Again, if you're not trying to get married, then it doesn't matter. And if you're not trying to get married, I agree with her 100%. But if you are trying to get married, then I'm a strong believer in, if you want to get married, it's strong advice for women. If you want to get married, don't waste time dating guys who don't. It's just a way. All you're doing is wasting time.
They've already experienced certain things, and they're just not looking for that. And to the person who was saying, you're looking for somebody to date and not to marry. No, sir. I don't deal with those type of people. I think that that's a type of man. And
wait, that doesn't make any sense. Well, I guess it does. If you're not looking to get married, then like I said, I agree with her 100%. But if you are, and you've been with the guy for 6 months, particularly the age group that she's talking about, because the older we get, the more decisive we are as what we want, and decisive men tend not to linger about things. 6 months, a year, 18 months at the max. After that, no, I'm just wasting your time. Again, when the older we get, the more decisive we get. The quicker we know if we want to marry somebody. Especially the type of guys that she's talking about who have already been married before. They've been divorced, or they're a widower. Yeah, they already know what kind of wife they want. If that's you, we're going to make that known. And it's going to be obvious. So I'm not sure what's going on here. I don't know. Let's see if we get this gets cleaned up.
I'm trying. I don't want to say things, but I don't want to be rude or to be. I gotta watch my mouth. Okay, let me just shut up. Okay, it's a certain type of man. There are men who will do you that way, and then there are men who are respectable men, and they want to honestly date you with intention. There are men who do that. Believe it or not, I know we have tons of men who are like, oh, they're all dogs. That's not true at all.
So I just think it's really funny that like sometimes like a lot of men will see a single mother and feel like the single mom is looking for a daddy for her kid. No, baby. Sometimes we need a zaddy for mama. Okay. So I'm gonna need them to stop jumping to conclusions with that. I just had to throw that little humor in there because, you know, that's why a lot of guys run away from the whole idea, think that, you know, single mom is looking.
Okay, and I'm telling you right now, is most guys realize that that burden of performance, you can only deal with a single mom for so long before you need to start contributing to the household resources. That's just what it is, and and the majority of those resources are going to that child who's not yours. So most guys, that's why most guys really shy away from it. Now, again, if you're dealing with an average man, there may be some value there that you can add to his life that he'll actually commit to you in that situation. I think there's a lot of untapped potential in average men, particularly if you're a single mom. But you gotta. Okay, we need to have an honest conversation here, and I'm probably going to end up having to make another video about this just so it becomes the focus. But we've all heard this before, and they mentioned Kevin Samuels, so I'm gonna go ahead and say this: fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive, and childless. Right, the 6 big things that he says that that high value men are looking for. That's where it starts at. 100% agree. But you know what? The thing that doesn't get talked about is that what is it for an average man? Well, believe it or not, most average men will take 3 out of 6. Oh yeah, so that leaves a lot of room for negotiations, right? So that's why I say being a single mom is not a death sentence, because you know the guy may be willing to overlook it. Now, if you've got some other qualities that you're bringing to the relationship, but here's the caveat to that: each guy is going to value different things. So you got to find a guy who's going to value the qualities that you're good at. And I would say, and the other thing you got to be careful of is ladies, I'm gonna tell you that because this is another popular YouTube talking point. Well, I'm just working on myself. Guys, I'm gonna tell you the secret right now. Leave those women alone. If she can't tell you what specifically she's working on, if what she's working on is not of value to you, then that means that woman is going to waste your time, because she's already picking the things that are important to her, and that's what she's working on. But if you're the one that's supposed to propose to her and offer commitment and offer the marriage, then she needs to be working on things that are important to you. Now, if she's already got those things, okay, well, great. That's even better. But if she doesn't, then don't waste that woman's time, because more than likely she wants a marriage, and you're probably not the guy that's going to provide the lifetime of commitment to her. Just move on, go get somebody else. Now, again, what I would say to the women is that I gave you 6: fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive, and childless. Okay, so if you're a single mom, childless is off the table. Well, you still got 5 other categories where you can go, you know, you can be above average in. It will raise the value of you already having a child or kids. That's just the way. But that's how a single mom can overcome things. It's the same thing with the wall. When guys talking about, especially on YouTube, they talk about, oh, women hit the wall at this age. Okay, but the wall can be overcome. You can break through it, but you go back to them six categories, right? Them 6 qualities. Okay, well, which one of those are you going to be above and beyond on? Because that can roll back the clock. You know, I would say that, you know, I've heard a wise man once say that, you know, women don't mature. They don't finish maturing, or they don't actually mature until they've had a reduction in their options. Because it's at that point that they realize, you know, oh my God, you know what? I may want to work on myself, and that's how I can and start getting some of my options back. 100% true. You know, but look, we're gonna leave it here. I'm gonna say ghost to the next time. Peace. Thanks for making it to the end of this video. But do me another favor, like and subscribe, but also check out these here. Either subscribe or watch videos, one or the other. I don't know which side, but hey, all right.